Chevreuse has been a very interesting talk recently based off of a very unique playstyle and what kind of buff she provides for what kind of teams. Before I start real quickly, I just want to say please like this video and subscribe if you do enjoy it, and of course the link to my Twitch is in my bio. I will be going live eventually, so please stick around if you enjoy. Chevreuse has been in the eyes of many players due to her buffing a very unique reaction, which is Overloaded. Now, probably since like the start of Genshin, people have seen Overloaded as this terrible reaction which knocks out crowd control and just completely ruins everything. Let me tell you now, Chevreuse may have genuinely fixed all the issues with it, most of them. Now, in this video, I'll be detailing why I think she did amazing and why I think she did bad, and overall me comparing her and telling you whether I think she's actually going to be an actual viable character and what characters she would synergize with really well. And there are some really good picks here. There's nothing, she can fit very comfortably with like some of the best characters and best supports in the whole game. So first of all, obviously, let's go over the kit. Her kit contains obviously the normal attack, elemental skill, and elemental burst. Her normal attack is really nothing worth talking about. Like many 4 stars, it's kind of irrelevant as a part of her kit. So basically it can be skipped completely. Now what you don't really want to be skipping is her elemental skill. Her elemental skill is probably like the biggest part of her kit. I mean, it would make sense because when she pulls that fucking gun, but that's besides the point. The way her skill works is if you press it, it'll fire a quick shot. If you hold it, you can aim it, kind of like in Mika's aimed mode, where you can like kind of control where it goes, and it does have like an auto target as well. The hold on does more damage, but as you can see through here, there are 3 different scalings, one for press, hold, and the overcharged ball damage. Now to achieve overcharged ball damage, your party members must do an overloaded reaction, and there is a load indicator when it shows that you have the stack. And when you shoot with a stack, you obviously have that insanely high multiplier, which honestly overcharges my bows in the real world, alongside with her E having a high AoE and just doing more pyro instances, which makes for a better team and just better application in general, so you can get more overloaded reactions done. For a reason I'll cover very shortly. Her E also has pretty good healing, considering the fact it's kind of like a side ability, but healing works without even having to shoot an enemy. So let's say you're traveling between locations and you want to heal your team, you can just shoot her E and heal your whole team. It's fucking correct. Now obviously this healing can break synergies with characters like Hu Tao, because she does rely on being above 50% HP, but you can still probably make it work. Her burst is a pretty standard burst. It just is a massive application of pyro with a big damage number at the start, and then like all these little bombs drop off and then do more damage. So it's just like a good way of getting additional pyro instances and even get some good damage off. Now we move to probably the most important part of her kit, and that is her first talent, which reads that when all party members are Pyro or Electro characters, and at least one is Pyro and at least one is Electro, Chevreuse grants coordinated tactics, which is just like a passive effect. And when these characters trigger an overloaded reaction, the Pyro and Electro resistance of the opponents that have been affected by the overloaded reaction will be decreased by 40% for 6 seconds. But this effect by itself is still extremely good, considering the fact what Pyro characters and Electro characters you could slot in alongside her. She is not a bad character in the slightest. And her second talent does provide a pretty nice attack buff based on her max HP, which is really good. And there's a pretty nice boost in 40% attack, because that's the cap. So 40% attack alongside 40% of rest shred, there is no joke for that for a C0 4-star character. You may think and see a healer that does damage, a Pyro, and a Pyro and Electro buffer. Sign me up. Bro, I haven't even went over her constellations yet. Why are you getting so excited? C1 is a simple constellation that just recovers more energy for her. Her burst is kind of nice, and if you're not running another Pyro. Now C4 is probably the second best constellation, as her burst cancels the cooldown of her E, which just allows for more healing to be done and more procs of her E to be done basically. Now this constellation actually helps the final constellation, which is probably the best one. Now don't cream yet, this might just look like a lot of fodder to you, so I'm gonna just give you a TLDR. After 12 seconds of her healing, every single party member will recover HP equal to 10% of Chevreuse's HP. Now this is obviously full party healing. So this first part is really nice because now you have full team healing with a 4-star character, which isn't really seen. So that's a really good bonus, but that's not even half of it. The second half now is when a party member is healed by her E, they gain a 20% Pyro and a 20% Electro damage bonus for 8 seconds, right? And it stacks 3 times, which means at a single time with a 4-star character, you can get 60% both Pyro and Electro buffs on your characters, making this Constellation her most valuable one by far, turning her from a really good support to busted. If you run in the correct team with her, that damage bonus and the resistance shred, it is so good. If you want to understand her value properly, let me demonstrate how all her buffs as far as I'm aware. So, full team healing. With her C6, you get full team healing, 60% Pyro damage bonus and Electro damage bonus, 40% shred of Pyro and Electro, and 40% extra attack. And this all carries over to all your party members, as long as they're all Pyro and Electro. That means you are getting a total of 100% base elemental damage bonus, pretty much, because it's res shred plus the damage bonus at max. And then you're getting an additional 40% attack from one 4-star character. And the only thing you have to do for this is proc overloaded and use Chevreuse's E. Her E isn't slow. Her E doesn't have any restrictions to it. And of course, her C4, when the cooldown breaks, also allows her to get faster stacks of this and more consistent stacks of it. So it doesn't really matter, because if you have this, you'll obviously have this. So there's really nothing that can change that. But yeah, 100% elemental damage bonus plus 40% extra attack. It is nothing to be laughing about, mate. She will help you tear through so many enemies. Now, Chevreuse's only weakness, as far as I'm aware, is the reaction she's proccing, right? Overloaded. Overloaded is a reaction which sends enemies far away and breaks, obviously, crowd control. And obviously with Chevreuse, you can't use animal units to help with that crowd control. So that's probably her biggest debuff. But aside from that, I don't see anything else wrong with her. If you manage it well, you'll probably not have to suffer from crowd control that much. And you will probably have a really nice experience using her alongside with the characters that I'm going to tell you in just this second. Now, some of my favorite characters are both Pyro and Electro. So in my personal opinion, I'm very satisfied, but you do have to think about how Chevreuse can have Bennett and Zhangling and Raiden on her team. And now you've got this powerhouse of a team with, you know, Raiden as your main DPS, then Zhangling tearing everything apart with a Pyronado, Bennett buffing everyone on your team, and of course Chevreuse full team healing and providing insane bonuses to your team. You can't go wrong with Chevreuse, and in my opinion, she's one of the best 4-star characters we have got in a little while, and I'm extremely satisfied with her and her value as a 4-star. And she does compete with some 5-stars even. You could literally argue that she competes with Kazuha because of the units she can enable. Do I recommend you pulling her? If you're not a lobotomite 4-year-old, then you probably know what my answer is, and that is a yes. Not a must pull, because most of those characters that she enables are strong on their own, and there's already strong supports. But if you have her, please use her, because you will not go wrong with investing into her. And that's about it for today's video. So if you liked, please like the video and subscribe. It helps out my channel tremendously. And of course, comment down below what you found interesting or what you liked about this video, or just don't comment at all, or comment on what you disliked about it. I always want to be better. Anyways, my Twitch link is in the description below. So if you're interested, please go down there. I'm going to be going live very soon, and I want to see you there. Yes, you. I'm talking to you.